You gotta become your own therapist. You gotta become your own doctor. That's why I'm a shaman. Terence McKenna said that a shaman is a man who has healed himself. Well, it's because we trust God. We trust our instincts that God gave us. But I wouldn't trust anybody living here because they don't know their purpose, and that's perfectly clear. Most people really don't have a purpose, if you think about it. If they ever did, it was squandered with their intention of fitting in. Because you can't go along with your instincts. You can't go along with God's will if you're doing what the government wants you to do. This is not a monarchy. Nothing can be trusted. I probably sound like such a stone-cold cynic. Well, I'm sorry that I don't agree with the world and all the shit that's in it. And by sorry, I mean not sorry. By sorry, I mean I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry that these are things you feel like you must succumb to. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. Every time I see a bird flying around, I'm always assuming that God wants me to see that bird. Just so that I'm reminded that I don't have to do anything that all the other people do. I can just get away, close my eyes, I don't think that the modern person realizes that they have options. Because you're sold this idea that your options are packaged and repackaged. And you go to the grocery store and you talk about all the choices. Oh, we have so many choices. Yeah, that's why we're so miserable, you stupid fuck. You know, the less choices that you have, the happier you actually are. And the reason for this is blatantly obvious, because human beings are already complicated. We don't need any help. Thank you, advertisements. Thank you, public school teacher, trying to convince me that the society that I live in isn't corrupt, that the society that I live in isn't, by its design, gonna self-destruct. I'm just gonna fly away. I'm just gonna fly away, fly away, gonna sit on top of this billboard and watch everything fall apart. I'm just gonna sit on top of this billboard with my heavy heart and cry and cry and cry for all the children that have to grow up in this shit show. And when I was growing up, it was a shit show, but it was nowhere near the shit show that this is, don't you know? You know, I don't have children. For those of you that think, well, she should be doing something with her uterus. Fuck you. Fuck you. You know why I say fuck you? It's not because I don't want to. It's not because I don't believe in that. I think that's a beautiful thing to have children. But this world is so bad. Like, I really feel for, like, all of the kids growing up right now. And I feel for actual parents. And by actual parents, I mean you didn't give your kid a technical device so that you don't have to be a parent anymore, you know? But what was I saying? Oh, there's another bird. I feel like the birds are like taunting us because they're just like flying around and they're like, we can do this. Yeah, that's like all I would do. If I had wings, all I'd do is fly around this bitch. Anyway, totally lost my train of thought. But maybe it was supposed to be lost, you know? Oh, bitching about parents. No, I mean, I go to church with a bunch of families. And it's like, their kids are like so well behaved and they're so, well, they're still a little rambunctious. They still get a little antsy, you know, sitting in church, and I understand. But I mean, they're not like doing crazy shit, you know. They're not little hellions or anything like that. But it's like they act like children, you know. And with this upcoming generation, it's like, yeah, these kids don't act like kids. Mainly because, like, their parents aren't parents. Adults aren't responsible or emotionally mature. I mean, look at what they do all day. It's like they're in the 7th grade. Like I've said, like the 7th grade girls' restroom. That's how everybody's acting online, on social networks. It's just so narcissistic, and like that's the world that the kids are growing up in. You know, like why would people have any kind of hope that this world would get better when this is what we've reduced ourselves to, you know? I mean, that's why I'm totally against it, because it's like just crap. It's so crap. You know? But people that are so dependent on it, they can't see like a way out of that. So they'll just call me crazy and say that I'm like just deranged or some shit. No, you're in a state of psychosis because of that phone. I'm so sorry that you can't see it, but that's what psychosis is. I tried to warn all my friends not to get a smartphone. They didn't listen to me. I tried to warn all my friends to get off Facebook. Now, some of them did listen to me. So, they didn't see it at first, though. They see it now because everything that I said was going to happen has happened. But it's way worse than I anticipated. So, it's impossible not to see it. Everyone's addicted to the internet. You want proof of this, just try to stay off the internet. And there you have it. You won't be able to do it. The craving will be gnawing at you. It's it's a compulsion now. It's a compulsion for these people to go on the internet. It's a compulsion for them to check their Facebook status or their Twitter account or their Gab or whatever. It's a compulsion to look stuff up. Now, I know that I experience that when I go on my laptop. So, say I'm doing research. That's the only reason that you should be on the internet. If I am looking something up, I'll just get excited and I'll open up another window and I'll look something else up because I just have to know. I'm like, oh, I'm on the internet. This magical place where I can learn so much. And that's just having a laptop, though. I can't even imagine having like a little computer on me all the time where I could just always have access to things like that. I mean, people could say, oh, well, that's good because you have like instant access to, you know, whatever you want to look at, right? Right? You think that would be a good thing. But it's not, because it's turned everybody into a drug addict, okay? So it's like I talk to people at church who are very good people, you know? I mean, I wouldn't be going to church with these motherfuckers if I thought otherwise, okay? But, I mean, they've admitted to me that it's a compulsion for them, you know, to get on the internet and look stuff up, and then they always end up getting sucked into a bunch of other bullshit that they had no intention of looking at. So yeah, it's just a cesspool. It's a sewer. It's a sewer. It's a strip club. It's a casino. It's like just every terrible thing in your pocket. But if you know how to use it right, it can be a very useful tool. If you're conscious of the dangers that it presents. But even if you are, it's still dangerous though, you know? It's like, I gotta be on my P's and Q's, you know, when I go on the internet. I feel like there's a joke with that. P's and Q's. I need to look up like the symbolism of that. I'm sure that there's some reason why people say that. See, that's the kind of shit that I look up on the internet. You know? Why do people say P's and Q's? Like, I'm always curious as to like why things are popular, or like, you know, what made something what it is. Because a lot of people just don't have the time or the energy to like really think about anything that they say or do. Like, they say stuff and it's like, do you even know like what you're saying or why you're saying it? And they really don't, you know. It's like everybody's just a fucking automaton, man.